will go ahead and move on to our next topic, which we'll stick inside the Power Rangers, Simon Bennett, kind of Dino Fury-esque thing, because really the next big question is, even though, yes, we do have ourselves a year and a half of Power Rangers to certainly still enjoy for Dino Fury, the future very much still is up in the air, right? We still have not gotten any sort of confirmation as to what's coming after Dino Fury. Granted, there's a ton of speculation out there and rumors about the idea of Hasbro and Toei certainly splitting, maybe no more utilizing the idea of Super Sentai footage, but understand that's certainly speculation and rumor. Nobody has actually come out and confirmed that. While I personally am leaning in that direction of that possibly happening, there's always an opportunity that it certainly does not, right? People can change their minds. Things can certainly significantly change over time. So we'll definitely have to see. But the question continues to be, when it comes to Power Ranger fandom, what does the future hold? And because of that question, it's time to get into our segment where Simon Bennett joins us. Well, not really, but it's pretty much the "what did Simon say?" kind of segment of of the show that we like to get into. What's up, Simon? It's good to see you, man. High five. Congratulations. No high five? Okay, that's cool. Maybe next time. Anyway, Simon Bennett is back over on Twitter, letting fans in on a couple things, or maybe causing more confusion out there when it comes to the fandom. But let's go ahead and just talk about what is happening here, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and bring this up for you guys, because Simon Bennett let everybody know on May 30th that they have officially wrapped on Power Rangers. And once you wind up making that announcement that as of May 30th, Power Rangers Dino Fury has wrapped, of course, the bombardment of questions and the curiosity of what comes next has in fact crept back in, guys. So let's go ahead and talk about this real quick. What did Simon say? He said, this comes from Simon Bennett says, wrapped Power Rangers Dino Fury. You've got a user here that says, can't wait for Power Rangers Super Zeo to finally give us an ending to Zeo. And then they went ahead and utilized Kara Major as the possible photo, or them hoping that that's exactly what's certainly coming next for Power Rangers. But then that gets a response from another Twitter user that says the 29th and final season of Power Rangers will be airing in 2022. After that, Hasbro's partnership with Toei is done. No Kara Major adaptation will be aired. Okay, J4 Lambert seems pretty confident. He's kind of spitting this as that's a fact. But what did Simon say? Simon said, and that is a completely unfounded assertion. And that is a completely unfounded assertion. So I see a lot of people, based off of what Simon said in here, maybe that's what we should change the segment to. Simon Says. I think that's the name of this new segment here. Simon Says. Simon says, and that is a completely unfounded assertion, which pretty much just means the idea that if you describe a rumor, belief, or feeling as unfounded, you mean that it is wrong or it's not based on facts or evidence, right? So he's making this assertion just simply based off of the fact of what he's heard, speculation. The way that J4 Lambert points this is that it's an actual fact. This is what's happening. Whereas Simon Bennett is simply coming out and saying, that's not necessarily correct, right? Now, this isn't to say, like, if you ask me, because I responded right underneath it, I said, I think this is the fact that the comment was made as a fact, and no one from Hasbro has come out and confirmed that to be the case. So right now, it truly is just an unfounded assertion, no matter what side of the debate that you certainly land on. Now, some people will look at this and say Simon Bennett is trying to tell us that, yes, Hasbro and Toei are certainly still together. We're going to get more Super Sentai adaptions. I don't necessarily know if that's what Simon means by that. And even if it was what Simon meant by that, he's not going to come out and certainly tell us that that's certainly a fact. I think Simon Bennett is just trying to do his part to correct what is truth and what is just simply speculation and rumor at this particular point in time. So I do think, again, I'm still very much leaning towards the idea that Hasbro and Toei are in fact going to be making this split. But again, that's just speculation and my own personal theory, Could that certainly change? Absolutely. But Simon Bennett is letting us know that Hasbro hasn't come out and confirmed that. Nobody of a big higher source has come out right and actually said that that's exactly what's happening. So I think he's trying to pump the brakes on some information from going out any further than it certainly needs to kind of let fans know that things are still very much up in the air. Who knows? Maybe Hasbro has made a decision and we haven't gotten an announcement. But the fact that somebody mentions that, it makes perfect sense for Simon Bennett to reply in that sense that it's a completely unfounded assertion, because that is in fact the case. It's based off of nothing factual, just speculation as of right now. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. That still leads us to the idea of what happens with Power Rangers after Dino Fury. If Simon Bennett's not going to spill the tea and let us know that whether or not Power Rangers is going to continue along with Super Sentai footage, or if he's going to if they're going to do something completely original after Dino Fury, who certainly knows. But I will say this, it does make me really eager for the future. Where did I put my phone at, man? Oh, hold on, because I had some notes on there. It does make me very curious as to what the future for Power Rangers does hold. Again, while I am leaning towards the idea and the concept of Hasbro and Toei certainly splitting, there is a part of me that certainly would still love to see the collaboration of Hasbro and Super Sentai. So we'll see what happens when it comes to the future. But again, I don't believe Simon Bennett's comments confirm or deny anything outside of the idea of like, let's just pump the brakes a little bit and not say things so factually when they are just speculation. And I think that's kind of what Simon Bennett was referring to, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he has other things certainly in mind. But I will say this, when it comes to Simon Bennett, I really hope that he returns to Power Rangers at some particular point in time. I did go ahead and make a comment the other day in regards to him. I said, not sure the current plans for Power Rangers after Dino Fury completes airing, but I'm curious if Simon Bennett would want to return to the franchise. I personally would love to see Simon back for another season. If they were to do that, I definitely would love to see Simon Bennett return and continue to helm this show, honestly. Regardless if they're going to be working with Toei and utilizing Super Sentai footage, whether they're going to go the all original footage route, I feel that Simon Bennett certainly has proven himself worthy enough to continue on as the showrunner and take us into the next iteration of this. I mean, my question is, why not, right? Toei or no Toei, Simon Bennett is the man for the job so far. I have confidence that the rest of the seasons goes well, but it's still certainly early, right? I mean, we definitely don't want to jump too ahead of ourselves, but just based off of what he's been able to do direction-wise when it comes to Beast Morphers, transitioning from director to showrunner and taking on a whole nother job description and a ton more on your plate, and to be able to see that transition that he was able to make into becoming the showrunner and still giving us a pretty solid season of Power Rangers, 8 episodes in. Again, still very much early, but based off of what I've seen so far of him do, I feel like Simon Bennett is a great addition for Hasbro to certainly keep around, to certainly say the least. I also think that when it comes to Simon Bennett, that he does the little things that truly matters. Dropping photos on Instagram, sort of letting us as a fan base in on the process of making this show, right? Interacting on social media, teasing things, but never fully revealing things, right? Focusing very focused, if you will. I feel like when Simon Bennett is on social media, very focused, never saying too little or even saying too much, honestly. And I think that kind of stuff, his interactions alone, really kind of help build the fandom a little bit, really help continue that positive buzz around Power Rangers as a whole. And I think his interactions and the little things that he does really does go a long way of bringing some of that positivity back to Power Rangers. So I do think that Simon Bennett is doing all the little things right. Thirdly, he has the experience clearly, even before his time in Power Rangers. And if this is a success, he technically will have been a part of two sort of back-to-back successful series of Power Rangers, and that's hard to certainly say. Beast Morphers, he went out there and did a killer job. Taking on more responsibility, he's still doing a killer job here in Dino Fury. Even before he touched Power Rangers, just the groundwork that he laid for himself in New Zealand as some of one of the finest sort of directors out there. The guy has the experience. He knows what he's doing, and it actually shows on camera and on film when you actually watch it. And fourthly, I truly hope that they have him back part of just this big machine and whatever Hasbro is doing, because I honestly think he would be a good choice to help shape the TV side for the kids, if you will. It's interesting to me. When Dino Fury began, I want to say Simon Bennett had come out and mentioned that he had not spoken with Jonathan Entwistle when the series had begun, or when he was in the process of filming, or at least that's what Simon wind up mentioning. Hasbro's back there trying to shape this huge cinematic universe, if you will, for Power Rangers. We know Jonathan Entwistle is in fact connected to it, but we don't really know where Simon Bennett fits into things. And with Simon Bennett mentioning very early on in the season he hasn't spoken to Jonathan Entwistle, a part of me would like to see him kind of brought into the fold a little bit more if he certainly hasn't. I would love to see some of the ideas that Simon and Simon's writers and maybe what Jonathan Entwistle is putting together, what they can certainly collaborate and maybe put together, because I do think that Simon Bennett, if he's not part of the big machine for Hasbro, probably should be, or at least maybe let in on some of the things that are definitely happening. Who knows? Maybe he is. But I'm just saying, as a viewer, I definitely hope that he certainly is. And again, for the fifth reason, it's just I'm sure the transition from director to showrunner is a big adjustment for anyone, but I think the transition looked great, at least from an outsider's point of view. So if he can do that, I'm pretty sure that Simon Bennett will just continue to get better and better, especially when it comes to the formula that works for making Power Rangers. And I'm pretty sure just with his mind alone, I'm pretty sure not only did he put forth Dino Fury, but probably after watching Dino Fury himself, he's probably thinking, what changes can I make, right? Like, what adjustments can we make for a future series? How can we shoot certain things a different way, certainly going forward, right? I wouldn't be surprised if Simon Bennett maybe experiments with some stuff here in Dino Fury, right? We've already seen the idea of original Zord footage from, I think it was episode 8 of Dino Fury as well, right? So they are experimenting with things, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of other adjustments that Simon Bennett would love to add to Power Rangers certainly going forward. So I think this guy will just only get better from here, honestly. So I really do hope that Simon Bennett certainly returns. I think he certainly has earned his right. Again, it's still very early on when it comes to Dino Fury, but just based off of what I've seen him do when it comes to Beast Morphers. Now, granted, a lot of that storyline certainly was based off of Chip Lynn's writing, but the idea of Simon Bennett coming in and impressing as a director, maybe having some hands-on in regards to developing Beast Morphers, I'm not quite sure, but to go from that to a showrunner in Dino Fury and have 8 stellar episodes so far that I think people are really pleased with, I have big hopes for the remainder of Dino Fury. And if they can keep that momentum, keep that positive buzz, I don't see why Hasbro certainly wouldn't continue to allow Simon Bennett to stay in the fold. And if they want to go ahead and continue to do kid content that's based out of this Jonathan Entwistle rebooted vision of Power Rangers, I think Simon Bennett could more than handle the kids side of things when it comes to this Power Rangers show, to certainly say the least. So again, whether that be Toei or no Toei involvement, whether that be Kara Major, Q Ranger, or Zoologia being adapted or not, I do think Simon Bennett certainly is the man for the job, and would love to certainly have him back as a showrunner. And I feel like that's saying a lot, because I haven't had that feeling for any showrunner of Power Rangers in quite some time. I mean, don't get me wrong, Chip Lynn is a legendary master in his own right? He's put forth some amazing shows when it comes to Power Rangers. But since it is the turning of the tide and the changing of the guard around here, I definitely do think Simon Bennett has proven himself. But I want to know your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think in regards to some of the comments that Simon Bennett wind up making? Did he confuse you? Do you think this is him just pumping the brakes on the fandom and saying, hey, let's not spout stuff as fact. Let's talk about it as it is, just theoretical and as a speculation until Hasbro actually comes out and verifies stuff? Or do you think that's him saying, nah, we're definitely getting Super Sentai footage and a future adaptation going forward? I definitely want to know your guys' thoughts at the end of the day in the comment section box below or the live chat, guys. But let's go ahead and talk about it a little bit. Let's see what some of you guys are saying in here.